Why you are stuck and the mindset that will actually fix it. So, have you ever thought to yourself, gosh, if he or she can do it, why not me? I know I have. If you have ever said that to yourself, you are not going to want to miss what I'm about to go over. All right, so let's dive in because this is something I wish I understood so much earlier in my career. For the longest time, I thought the reason I wasn't where I wanted to be was because I needed more motivation, right? Another motivation seminar. I thought I needed to feel more on all the time, more inspired, more driven. But here's the problem with that. Motivation is not reliable, right? We do everything right. We listen to all the good stuff and we have a deal fall through and it messes with our mental state for sure. Or there's something in our life that happens and it just rocks us a little bit, right? Motivation just is not reliable. And unfortunately, sometimes it's out of our control. It comes, it goes. Some days you feel like showing up, and most days you're not going to feel like it. And if your entire life and business is built around how you feel, you will always stay stuck. You will always stay on that roller coaster ride and you will never hit the potential that you're truly capable of. That's the first mindset shift. You can't trust your feelings to build anything great. So, like, why are you and was I stuck for so long? So, let's talk about why people really stay stuck. It's not lack of information, right? We all have access to more information than we have ever had before. You can learn anything, you can watch anything, you can study anything, but learning is not the problem. Execution is. That's the real trick. And more specifically, inconsistent execution and actually creating real consistency. Most people operate like this, including me in the past. They get excited, they go all in, they do everything for a few days or a week, and then they fall off. Or let's say you've been doing everything right for months and then you get really, really busy because you have a lot of transactions and then your pipeline's not being filled. And then you create that roller coaster that we all know is in real estate as well as in sales in general. So people either get bored of doing the same stuff over and over and over, or they don't feel like it, or they get really, really busy and then they stop, then they restart, and then they fall off again. So welcome to the roller coasters of real estate and sales in general. As soon as you can fix this, there is no such thing as roller coasters in real estate. I am proof. For over a decade straight, every single year I had consistent high income. So if you think that you cannot have predictable, consistent, high income in real estate year after year after year because it's not consistent, I'm here to tell you that is not correct. You can. You just have to do it right. That cycle right there is why most people feel stuck. It's not that you're not capable. It's not that you're not consistent. The real problem is like how we see ourselves, our identity. Now, here's where it gets a little bit deeper. This isn't just about habits. This isn't about identity. Most people are trying to do these things that successful people do, right? Without becoming the type of person who actually follows through. Well, that's not going to work. And that creates friction. Like we say we want this, but our actions don't actually play up to where, or maybe you're working really hard and it's possible that you're just working on the wrong stuff. That's possible too. But it creates friction because your actions don't match your identity. Like integrity, right? We've all heard about integrity. Like, are we really doing what we say we're going to do? Well, if we don't, it kills our integrity. It kills our self-worth, our identity, how we see ourselves on a day-to-day basis. If deep down you see yourself as inconsistent, even if you have the perfect plan, even if you're motivated, you will eventually go back to what feels familiar, which is inconsistency, right? I can't tell you how many people have told me I'm just not consistent. Well, it's a choice. You just weren't born inconsistent. It's just a pattern. You're just stuck in a pattern and you can change it today. So the real problem isn't your strategy. It is the way you see yourself. So like the mindset shift that changes everything. Here's the shift. Stop asking yourself, how do I feel today? And start asking, what does the person I'm trying to become do today? What does the person I'm trying to become do today? That one question changes everything. You're not asking yourself how you feel. Who cares how you feel? Because now you're not operating on a place of emotion. You are operating based on identity, and identity is stable. How we see ourselves is stable. Feelings are not. So also, here's a big game changer. Systems over feelings, right? We need to know what we're supposed to do on a day-to-day basis and have trust in that system. This is where most people mess up, and I did for years. They rely on willpower, right? Oh, I'm just going to mentally push through this. I'm going to mentally get through my calls. I'm going to go to this seminar. Well, I'm going to get that willpower and I'm going to have that drive for a little bit. But willpower runs out. Instead, you need systems, because systems remove decision making, right? They remove emotion. They create consistency automatically. Like for me, it was never about being the most motivated ever. It was about having a plan that I followed up on, like no matter what, even on days that I didn't feel like it, especially on those days, because those are the days that actually count. So what does this look like in like real life, right? Let's make this really, really simple. Let's say your goal is to grow your business. And most people say, I'll work when I feel like it. I'll push hard when I'm motivated. That does not work. Instead, it should look like this. I'll do this specific set of actions every single day, no matter what. Same time, same process, same standard. And for those of you who are not controlling your morning, that is a game changer. Also, if you think you have to schedule closings in the morning, I get sometimes there needs to be a same day fund or something like that, but 99.999% of the time, you should be able to control your morning, even if you have a ton of business. I controlled my business, my mornings 100% of the time. It is very, very rare that my mornings would get rocked, but there's a very specific plan I followed so that made sure that my mornings were protected. And that's how momentum is built, not through intensity, but through repetition, not having other agents, clients run your mornings. This is your business. You run it. You set appointments in the afternoon and handle all of those things in the afternoon, not in the mornings, because that's where we build our pipeline. That's where we build our consistency. And that's where we do the same thing over and over and over, because we can't control our afternoons as easy as we can control our mornings. So the truth, like most people avoid, here's the part people don't want to hear. Being successful is actually, it's kind of boring. It really is. Like doing the same thing over and over and over is a little bit boring. It's doing the same things over and over and over again. It's showing up when it's inconvenient. It's executing when you don't feel like it. It's maybe doing something a little more exciting in the morning versus doing what you're supposed to do in the morning. There's nothing exciting about it, but that's what works. Doing what you're supposed to do in the morning is a game changer for your business consistently, because most people won't do it. So how do we break out of being stuck? If you feel stuck right now, do this. Number one, because I want to give you some solutions. Stop trying to overhaul your entire life. We are just human. We can only make so many changes in one moment. Pick a few key actions that actually move the needle. Number two, decide that those actions are non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Like a listing appointment is non-negotiable, right? You're never not going to show up to a listing appointment ever. Like you're showing up, right? You're never going to miss a buyer appointment. It's because it's a non-negotiable for you. So make these items a non-negotiable for you. Not optional, not based on mood. They just need to get done. Number three, track it, because what gets tracked gets repeated. And what gets repeated becomes your identity. At the end of the day, you are not stuck because you are incapable. You are not stuck because you are relying on the wrong things. It's like motivation, feelings, temporary bursts of effort, instead of consistency, systems, and identity. Once you shift that, everything is going to change, not overnight, but permanently, long-term change. And that's the difference. Before I give you some solutions, if this resonates with you at all, if you have felt any of these things, drop a comment and let me know what part stood out, and hit subscribe. It'll take you 2 seconds. I'm going to pour in tons of good information for you that will actually move the needle in your business. So pause 2 seconds, hit subscribe. Let's dive in. So if you're sitting here thinking, okay, this actually makes sense to me, but what do I actually do? I'm going to give you something very simple, just at least so you can have a step, something that you can do to make a change, something you can do today, right this minute, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Number one, pick one thing, just one today. Let's just start with one thing, not 10, not 5, but one. What is the one action that if you did it every single day would actually move your life or your business forward? For some of you, that's lead generation. For some of you, it's going to the gym. For some of you, it's content. Hint, I hope it's reaching out to your database on the business side, not creating content. But pick one. Step 2, set a non-negotiable standard around it. I will do it, not like I will do it if I feel like it. Not I will try. I will do this every single day, no matter what. Just one thing that's going to move the needle. You decide. I do this every day, no matter what. Even if it's not perfect, even if it's messy, even if you don't feel like it, you do it. Step 3, shrink it to the point where you can't fail. Like you cannot mess it up. This is where most people make a mistake. They go too big. In the big picture of things, calling 5 to 8 people in your database daily, Monday through Friday, committing to 1 hour a day out of 24 hours in a day. That's small. That's doable. You can do that every single day. Even if you're closing 100 transactions a year, there is no reason you cannot spend an hour a day calling 5 to 8 people from your database. Make it so small, it's almost impossible to skip. Because consistency builds identity, and identity is what actually gets you unstuck. So here's the key. You're doing this to become the type of person who follows through. Because once that clicks, you don't just get results once, you keep getting them. You become a different person. So you don't overthink it. Pick one thing, set a standard, and start today. That's how you break out of being stuck. Commit to that one thing you are committed to. I actually want to see it. So hit it in the comments below. Just type it in there. And if you are serious about actually building momentum in your life or your business, make sure you hit subscribe. I'm going to give you tons of good information. It'll take 2 seconds out of your world because this is the stuff that's actually going to move the needle in your business and in your life. And if you are serious, if you are an agent that is looking to earn at minimum $250K per year, book a call with me today. I'll see you in the next video.